So we've all been in our 20s, or if you're watching me and in your 20s, I know this is the right time for you to make a lot of decisions when it comes to your future. And whatever mistake you make right now will affect you later in life. And so for those in 30s and 40s and watching me, I know there are things maybe you would have learned then that you would have done and your life would be different right now, especially when it comes to financial planning. So in today's video, we're going to discuss things that you can do early on in your 20s that will make your life better later on in 30s and even towards your retirement. So stick around and I'm sure you're going to learn something here. For the new people, if it's your first time on my channel, you're welcomed here. My name is Sheila. And welcome to Sheila's World, where we learn so much. If you enjoy financial literacy content or just financial planning in general and also making money online, then this is the right place for you. So if you don't mind, you can join the community by subscribing. Down there, there's a red button. Just hit it. And also, if you enjoyed the video, kindly hit that like button. It really helps in spreading our video further. So let me tell you guys, if you don't know this generation, the Generation Z, guys in your 20s or late 20s or early 30s, these guys make a lot of money. Unlike our times, when I was in my 20s, we really had to struggle before starting being financially independent. But today, guys in their 20s, early 20s, people are making moves, money moves. They make money, but where the problem comes in is how to manage the money. And so there are some lessons that some of us who are beyond that age, there are things that I wish I knew, maybe would have changed some things right now, but it's never too late. So I think I'm in the right position to advise some of my 20-year-olds what they can do right now. And being a financial advisor, I come across so many people in their 20s, people are just starting careers, people already making an income. But now where the problem comes in is when it comes to deciding how are they going to invest, what assets are they going to buy, as in which kind of investment can you do in your 20s. So that's why today I've come up with assets that you can invest in when you're in your 20s and even 30s. It's never too late. So it doesn't mean if you missed it in your 20s, you can't start in your 30s. But starting early is the best way to go. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe before we get down to see which are these moves that we can make. So one of the things that you need to understand when you're in your 20s, there's a lot. This is the early life when you're starting maybe your first job. That is the first time you start earning your first income. And there's that excitement that comes with it. I deal with guys in their 20s. They are the hardest people to advise when it comes to investment. And I'll tell you why. They live with the mantra of YOLO. You live once. You only live once. So they have to enjoy their life. Their first income is for enjoyment, nothing else. So when it comes to investment, they think it's too early. My 30s are way too far. My 40s are way too far. But I can tell you for sure, you can't have better 30s or 40s if you messed up in your 20s. So you need to have that early knowledge when it comes to your financial planning and management early in advance so that you don't regret in your 30s. Because you find out that most people when they're in their 30s, they've been working for the last almost maybe 5-6 years, but they have nothing on their name. Why? Because all the money they make, they just splash it to impress others, which you're not supposed to do that. You don't live for other people, you live for yourself. When you reach 30 or 40 or even in your old age, you are alone. So if you don't have any cash, you can't borrow even your friends. Try and borrow someone 1,000 shillings and see how hard it is for someone to give you even 100. So you have to really be careful with your money. The moment you start earning, be very disciplined when it comes to saving. So rule number one is, first I would advise someone in their 20s, get education. Educate yourself so well. Invest in your financial literacy. Learn more about money, how to invest, how to save. Since majority of us are never taught this in school, but you can only train yourself. So if you can take a financial literacy course, this is the right time. If your parents are still able to pay for your school fees, take advantage of that. Learn and learn more. Education is the only thing that someone cannot take away from you. So besides education, we assume now you're out of school, you've started working. The second thing you need to do is make sure you clear your debts. If you had an education loan, if you had those help, find a way of making sure that you clear so that you become debt free first before even starting your saving and investment journey. So next, you've started working. Now your salary has started coming in. What are the most important things that you should do? First, make sure you understand budgeting very well. Budgeting from the word go is the key. I don't say that you should not enjoy life. 25 to 35 is the time to enjoy life. Like if you have to travel the world. But you need to save for that. So don't take loans to travel, but through your budget, you're able to save money that you can use for your travels, money that you can enjoy with your friends. So just learn from the word go how to budget well, how to budget for investments, how to budget for your sinking funds, how to budget for your emergency funds. All those things need to be in place. So no matter how small your salary is, just make sure a proportion, a percentage of it goes towards the saving and investments. And also you plan for your entertainment as well, since I don't want you to get to your 40s and start getting those midlife crises. What you didn't do in your 20s, that's when you start doing in your 40s. So enjoy life at the same time. Use your intelligence well, like have financial literacy so that you know what to do with your money right. You need also to think of your retirement. It's not too early to start. What you need to understand, saving is not for the old, since you are saving towards that time when you will be old. And you have to spread it over a period of time, since you can't have a lump sum pension. It has to be gradual saving towards your pension. So you have to find a way to make sure that you are getting into a pension plan, a retirement plan. If you are lucky and you're employed, get into the pension plan with the employer where there's a matching contribution. Whatever amount you're contributing, your employer is matching it. That will enable your pension fund to grow faster, and so that you have enough money when you get into your 60s. In your 20s, you have a lot of time ahead of you. So when you spread your savings for a longer period of time, you're able to save small. And that's why whether your salary is very little or large, you can still save. Whether it's 2,000, whether it's whatever amount, a percentage, 10% of your whatever you're earning, put it towards your pension fund. So you need to have a proper planning, financial planning. You need to have your short-term needs, short-term financial plan. You need to have your medium-term. You need to have your long-term. So short-term, that is for your short-term needs. Let's say you're planning to move out of your parents' house probably. You need to save for money to buy your stuff in the house. That is a short-term plan. So you need to have avenues where you'll be saving for your short-term plans. And that's where things like money market funds comes in, because that's when you can save for things in 3 months, 6 months to 1 year. Then medium-term plans. Medium-term could be maybe getting married, weddings and all that. So that is a plan maybe for 3 to 5 years. You need to have to know where are you going to save that money in. Again, money markets comes in handy when it comes to that one. And also bonds, treasury bonds can help you when it comes to medium to long-term goals. And then you need your long-term plan now. So what plans do you have for your long-term? We assume you are planning to have kids in the future, your pension, home ownership. Those are plans that fall into your long-term plans. So these are things, again, you need to start planning for now and include them in your budget. Younger people have an advantage of saving for longer and enjoying that compound interest. So if you start saving for your pension when you are 20 and you're contributing, let's say 5,000, and someone else who was late in their saving plan and they started saving when they are 40, both of you are retiring at 60. someone who started in their 20s, they are going to have more money than someone who started in their 40s. So you take advantage of that period. 5 years can make a very big difference when it comes to your saving. And then the next thing, home ownership. In your 20s, that is the time you need to know, how am I going to I need to own a home someday. So you need to start saving towards that, either joining a housing society or joining a savings and cooperative society. So once you join that one, you're able to acquire a piece of land, start construction, or if you're able to pay for your mortgage, if you have a good employer and there's a mortgage plan in place, they're offering best interest rates, get into the mortgage plan and start contributing towards that. So anything, when you start in your 20s, you have advantage when you reach your 40s. You'll have achieved so much that most people who are starting late will still be struggling. Again, about education for your children, that again falls into the future. When you're in your 20s, maybe you don't have kids, don't think it's too far to think about start saving for your children's education, since education policies or education funds are long-term plans. They're just like your pension. Assuming I want to save for my child's university education, I won't wait until the child is in class 8 or in grade 8, and that's the time I'm starting to save for their education. You need to start early. 20-year plan. When I'm 20, let me start a 20-year plan for my child. That way you're able to put very low amount towards the contribution, but at the end of the day, the compound interest, you'll have a lot of money by the time your child is joining either high school or a university. So all these things, if you're able to put them in your financial planning, it will really come in handy. It will really help at the end. When you're young, you can make so many mistakes. You can risk with investing in stocks, invest in the index funds, invest in mutual funds. You can always make mistakes, start again, as in you have all the time. Unlike someone who's in their 50s or 60s, there are investments that you can't risk, especially when it comes to stocks. Stocks are high risk investments which only the young people can actually risk. And currently I've seen most people risking with the cryptocurrencies, which is good for the young people if you understand how it works. People are making money out of it. So you can risk with investments when you're in your 20s and even at your early 30s. And lastly, planning for your future partner is very important also, because money and relationship, they come hand in hand. You have to plan together. If you're having this plan, is the partner that you are getting in line with what you are planning? Make sure you're on the same page when it comes to financial goals. List down what you can do and what you can't, what both of you have to do. Since things like home ownership, it has to be a family thing. So if you already have someone that you think is going to be in your future, discuss with them all those before you get it. If you do all that, trust me, in your 40s and 50s will be the best and the best. You'll enjoy your old age, growing old happy. So I think that's what I have for today. I'll talk to you again. Let me know in the comment section, what do you think? Which age bracket are you in? What are your plans? And what can you add? What can you advise the people in their 20s and 30s? People who really want to build, to make sure they have a bright future when it comes to savings and investments. I'll see you again in my next video. Bye bye for now.